Hi students, I have another video from my channel which is the mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing. Here how inspiration and expiration takes place. In this any mechanism is involved, what the things are required to be inhale the air inside and exhale the air inside. Now here you know that our chest cavity is a airtight chamber. It means it's mainly work on pressure gradient. What is the gradient? Pressure gradient. It's work on the pressure gradient. You know that every cell undergoes the metabolism. For that, continuous supply of oxygen is very essential. For that purpose, we have to continuously add the air to the cell, which is a mainly oxygen. That will be takes place inspiration. Here for the inspiration, which is the inspiring air inside, it takes time, duration is 3 seconds. 3 seconds, which is the active process. Whereas the expiration takes place 1 second, which is the passive process. Now here, for inhaling air and exhaling the air outside, for that purpose, what I told you, pressure gradient, difference in pressure, have to remember that which pressure we are making. For that, one pressure is the intra-pulmonary pressure and thoracic cavity pressure, which is the thoracic cavity pressure. While discussing these pressures, we can remember that volumes also. And here we have to compare these pressures with the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Now here, this is the diagrammatic representation of our chest cavity or the rib cage. These are the ribs. Chest cavity, in that lateral side ribs are there, and here is the diaphragm is there, which is made up of the phrenic muscles, and moreover that dorsal side has a vertebral column. These are the vertebrae are there, right? These are the vertebrae are there, and sternum bone also there in the ventral side, and clavicle bone which is in the anterior side. Now this is the thoracic cavity volume. If generally for the breathing, which are the diaphragm is involved and the ribs also involved, and between the ribs have a phrenic, what you call the muscles named as the external intercostal muscles and internal intercostal muscles. These are the costal muscles are there between the ribs. These also will be involved in the inspiration and expiration. Got it? Here is the diaphragm and ribs, and moreover sometimes when you are forcefully expire and forcefully inspire, that abdomen muscles also will be involved. But normal breathing, diaphragm will be involved and ribs also involved. In between the ribs have a external and internal intercostal muscles also there. These will be useful for the expanding of the thoracic cavity, and it will be retained the same position after expiration. For that, Now just imagine this is the lung which is located in the chest cavity. Now what the volume is there? That volume called as that pulmonary volume, intra-pulmonary volume, right? Now pressure gradient. This is the atmosphere. How much pressure is there in the atmosphere when compared with the intra-pulmonary pressure? Means nothing but lung pressure. Now here during inspiration, simply intake of air inside. During inspiration, the air should be rushed inside. It means atmospheric pressure should be more than the pulmonary pressure. At that time only it will be happens. Got it? If pressure should be decreased in the lung level, pressure should be decreased. For that, what happened? These contraction of diaphragm and contraction of external intercostal muscles will be happens. Due to that, chest cavity volume increases antero-posterior direction. When the chest cavity volume increases, obviously pressure should be decreased. Got it? When the volume increase, pressure decrease. 1 to 1 are the inversely proportional. When volume increases, pressure decreases. When the pressure is compared with the atmospheric pressure, it is a low pressure in the lung level. Due to that reason, you know that always the air moves from the high pressure to low pressure. Where is the low pressure? In the lung. So that's the reason the air moves into the lungs. That's nothing but inspiration. That's what is that, ma? It's an inspiration. When that chest cavity volume increases because of the contraction of diaphragm and contraction of the external intercostal muscles, due to that antero-posterior direction will be increased. And dorso-ventrally also that chest cavity will be expand when the ribs lift the chest cavity, the muscles, then it will be increased. While the increasing of the chest cavity volume, pressure will be reduced. Due to the low pressure here, when compared to the atmospheric pressure, the air moves inside. Got it? That's known as the inspiration. Now, in the expiration, air should be moves out, exhaling the air outside. For that, these diaphragm and rib muscles will get back to the normal position. Okay. Now its dome shape too, it comes to the normal shape. Then automatically that chest cavity volume decrease. You know that when the volume decreases or the volume reduces, the pressure should be increased. Got it? When the volume decreases, it's have more pressure on the lung. Now, due to the more pressure compared to the atmospheric pressure, then what will happen? Here is the expiration takes place. When the volume decreases, pressure increases, then the air try to push out. Here is the chance of that nasal tract is there. Through the nasal tract, air will be rushes out. That's nothing but expiration. Inspiration and expiration. Here are the chest cavities play a major role. While the intrapulmonary pressure is increases, due to the volume reduced, the air moves out. That is the expiration. When the thoracic cavity pressure increase, then it will happen atmospheric pressure also. If it is the less than this one, expiration takes place. Here the rhythmic muscle of diaphragm and intra and external costal muscles of the ribs and these will be useful. Ribs also will be elevated at that time. This is a complete session on the mechanism of respiration.